on staying out at this point, showing us some beautiful work there. A double layout with a full twist. Whoa! Oh, and he held on to it. You know, that really doesn't look that good, but technically there is no deduction written in the code of points that the judge can actually subtract. So it's going to be basically a call on whether or not the judges think that he was so off balance or not. He obviously was, but no deduction in the book. There's an L cross. Like I said, they are so strong. Look at the face, the determination. Take a look at some of his swing elements now. Here's that dismount. Beautiful full twisting double layout. Now watch the swing of the arms, but the feet don't move.
Can you believe this? Sherba and Belenke were tied at the end of rotation 1. Sherba got a 9-9 on the pommel horse, and here's Belenke, a 9-9 on the rings. They are still tied for the lead. The championships, we will stay with at the very exciting.
Our demonstrator today on the vault is Lance Ringnall. He's showing us a new vault, pioneered by the women. This is a Yurchenko, a round off onto the board with a back layout with a full off.
And now Vitaly Sherba, one of the two leaders. Belenke of the Soviet Union is the other. Sherba on the rings.
He has just been basically flawless thus far today. Starts out with a nice stiff press to the handstand. Now he gets to show us how strong he is. Beautiful flange. Lowers down into a cross, holds it extra long. Now this is so innovative. The crossing of the ring strap, swinging right through them. Very beautiful work. His dismount, full twisting double layout, and another stick.
They really stick to the leg.
Yeah, it's so critical. It is the last thing, obviously, the judge sees, and probably the most important one element in the entire exercise. Always nail the landing. Here's his press to a handstand. That is a requirement on the still rings. You also must swing to a handstand. Now we're taking a look at his flange with his legs together. From this vantage point, you really see how critical. He's actually passing right through the cables there. Swings right up to the handstand. And no extra movements on the ring.
Vitaly Sherba, a 9-9-0. And now let's move to the vault. And Lance Ringnall ready to go.
Lance will be showing us a new vault. Up until the '88 Olympic Games, this was outlawed. The women, of course, pioneered it. It's a round off onto the board, back handspring off the horse with a laid out full twist. I think that's about as well as I've seen Lance do that vault. Got a pretty good push, a good height and distance.
You would have to say in winning the team championship on day 1 of the gymnastics has really given the men a shot in the arm. Tired they may be, but the adrenaline is flowing because they have a silver medal already.
Now watch this. He does a round off onto the board, enters the horse from behind. And that was interesting. His right hand actually slipped off the side, but boy, did he ever deal with that quite well. Let's watch this now. His right arm slips right off the edge of the horse, but still gets enough push to complete that laid out somersault with a full twist.
For Lance, a 9-5-5. Disappointed or not, Tim?
Well, yeah, I think he's probably very disappointed with that score, although we do see a smile here. I'm sure he was hoping for something around in the 9-7 range.
Here is Chris Waller, and he's about to go on the rings, Tim. And he started this rotation in 3rd place. But again, this is not his strength, the rings.
Well, not really his strength. Pommel horse and the high bar, parallel bars are his best events. But Chris has come a long way on this event. I think that if he has to keep strong, he gets a little bit fatigued towards the end of his routine at times, but usually finishes up pretty strong.
Well, as Kathy Johnson said at the beginning of our show, the pressure is on the Americans if they are to take the bronze, but between Ringgold and Chris Waller, at least in rotation 3 more to go after this, they're holding their own. Now let's take a look at the overall standings as they are right now. Belinkie and Sherba started this rotation tied, but you've seen that Sherba got a 9-9 and Belinkie did not do that well on the vault, and Waller is yet to go. Here the others, there are 4 tied for 4th, including Lance Ringgold, and Cholani of Hungary is 8th. And we'll see what Chris does here.
Well, he starts out with a back roll right into a cross. There it is. It's an Azarian. Now he'll kip back into another L cross. Holds it very well, showing us a good amount of strength. Very nice handstand position, rings turned out. That, of course, a requirement, swinging from one handstand to another. Some more swing work there. A Yamawaki, the all-important dismount, a double layout.
And he stuck it.
A perfect landing.
That's something we've so seldom seen from any of the Americans. The Soviets do it so well, and in this competition at least, the Americans have been having their troubles, but not with Chris Waller, not with that landing.
That's right. As we've said, the landing, the most important one skill in the entire routine. It is the last thing the judge sees. Obviously very easy to see an error on. If you take a step, it's obvious. It's going to be a deduction, but there were no deductions on that dismount. Now let's take a look at that dismount here. Giant swing through the handstand, the double layout, good form in the air, and he nails it.
And a good score, 9.75 for Chris Waller.
Not quite the 9-9s we see from the Soviets, but a good score for Chris.
And he is still in 3rd place.
Great stuff. Vitaly Sherba told us that the rings are his favorite event, and I think you can see why. Terrific performance by the Soviet. Meanwhile, Chris Waller, the American gymnast who I think is closest in style to the graceful and fluid Soviets, well, he's moved into 3rd place now. A solid performance on a strength apparatus, the rings. The overall strength of the Soviets very evident as we look at our Toshiba analysis tonight. Since the 1979 Worlds, the Soviet men have won every major championship that they have contested except for one. And what we're going to notice here is the wide gulf between the Soviet and the American men at the last 3 major championships. Now, both Chris Waller and Lance Ringgold have been vocal about the American men's need for higher intensity training like the Soviets. And even though they're trying their best tonight, for now, the gap shows no signs of closing. Nick Charles joins us. Nick, what do you got?
Well, when we return, Hannah, the story of the Romanian women's eights, fighting through rough waters in more ways than one. We'll explain when we come back. Stay with us. The 1990 Goodwill Games continue from Seattle.
Gymnastics. A fierce competition going on right now between the two Soviets. Vitaly Sherbo is first. Valery Belinkie is just a fraction of a point behind him. Each of them have strong events coming on. Sherbo has the vault, and he's the European champ on that apparatus. Belinkie is on the parallel bars, along with the American Lance Ringgold, whose difficult routine on the parallel bars features an original mount that I think you're going to like. This should be a terrific rotation as we take you back to the Tacoma Dome.
3 rotations to go for the men's gold, silver, and bronze medals in the all-around championships of the Goodwill Games. After 3, Sherba is the leader. Belinkie, his teammate, is second, and Chris Waller is hanging on to 3rd. Now we will move for the first time to the parallel bars. And with the explanation of how and what you must do here, again, is Tim.
And this is Chris Waller on the parallel bars. Long swings from handstand to handstand should predominate here. That's called a Stutz and a Diamondov. In slow motion, you'll note how important it is to land right in that